Keeping a journal is a pretty good habit. It clears your mind, records your life, and a very good stress reliever. Most people start to keep a journal for the benefits I just listed, but I started to keep one due to a mix of fear and desperate last-ditch attempt to gain control over my life. More specifically, it is based on the completely logical fear that 95% of your life will be faded from memories, lost to history forever, never to be known ever. Even though it is a logical fear, it is also an irrational one. No one necessarily needs to know the information a journal records. It was not useful, and most likely it will never be useful. Anyhow, regardless if my motives for keeping a journal are valid or not, I started to keep a handwritten journal at the beginning of my freshman year for about 3 months, writing about an entry a week and totaling up about 3,000 words. But keeping a handwritten journal sucks for me specifically for several reasons. First of which is that I can't spell correctly for the life of me, and every other sentence I will have to ask Siri how to spell something. It breaks my train of thoughts and just makes the whole writing process agonizing. The other main reason is I have incredibly unreadable handwriting. I could not read it at all when I wanted to reference something from a previous entry, and the smudge pencil mark doesn't help either. Eventually, I got tired of writing in it and just put it on a shelf and never looked back. Fast forward about a year and a half, I started to keep a digital journal on my computer because I desperately needed control over my life again, and convinced myself that this time it will be better because spelling and handwriting won't be an issue. It actually worked out surprisingly well. It became what I consider my first proper journal. I wrote on average about 1 entry per day, but eventually slowed down to about once every other day. Each entry was about 600 to 1,000 words, and it had proper headings and footnotes that recorded the context in which I wrote the entry, such as what I was just doing and what song I was listening to. I wrote that entry for about a month and a half, totaling up about 15,000 words and 28 entries. I never planned to stop writing in it, but I had to put it on hiatus due to personal reasons. I did have an opportunity to resume writing, but I got lazy and just worked on some other projects. Despite that, I do plan to resume writing in it in the somewhat near future, even though it's been a good while. Now you must be wondering, why did I choose such an obscure, boring, mundane, and directionless topic for my first video? The answer to that is that this channel will be my third journal. It will be where I record what happens in my life digitally for me to look back on years later and for your entertainment now. I don't have an upload schedule yet, but I will imagine it will be about 1 to 2 entries per month. Originally, the plan was to do a vlog type thing where it's just a camera pointing at me while improvise line based on a loose guide, but I don't know anything about cameras, nor do I have the filming and lighting skills for that to be even remotely enjoyable, so I opt for a simplistic drawing to represent myself. But no one wants to watch a motionless half-ass drawing for 5 to 10 minutes while some random guy rants on, so I learned some basic drawing techniques, just enough so it doesn't look like a rushed school project. I know it seems stupid that out of the 2 options I'm equally bad at, I chose the one where it takes much longer to do and will drastically slow down my production rate. The filming just so flat and unexpressive, it doesn't allow me to transition to a more fitting scene with the dialogue. If I film, it would be like listening to an audiobook but with some guy's face moving on it. TLDR, drawings allow me to express more information outside what I type down compared to filming with the camera. With that being said, however, I'm by no means an artist, and even less so an animator, even though this is made with Adobe Animate. I have neither gone through training nor do I have the experience to call myself an artist. Calling me an artist is like calling anyone who did a 5-minute medical Google search a doctor. So please don't address me with the title I did not earn. I'll be much more comfortable with the title like the PowerPoint Journal Guy or something along the lines of that. I'm simply here to document my life, and I would like to see you all again in the next entry, where I talk about why my character design is like this and why this is called the Redtie Incorporation. God damn, this took a lot longer than I expected. It took so long you could actually see how my art style changed throughout the entire thing. I talked too fast and sounded way too serious. I'll try to fix that in the next video, but no promises. I only sound like not cheerful and way too serious right now because it's late at night and I'm tired. Here are some empty social media accounts that you should follow. They will have something soon. See ya.